Moving on to classroom example 4. Here they want us to find the equation of a line that passes through the point 2, -4, that has a slope of -3. And then they want us to write the equation in the standard form, where x and y are on the same side of the equal sign. All right, we've never seen something like this before. We've seen slope-intercept form, and we've seen standard form, but how do we find the equation of a line when all we have is a slope and a point? Well, you know what? There is a formula called point-slope form. And point-slope form is, there are going to be 3 unknowns that you have to fill in. Y minus the y value of the point equals the slope times x minus the x value of the point. This is called point-slope form because the information that you are given is a point. Here's the x value of a point, and here's the y value of the point, and you're given the slope. So I know it looks a little more complicated, but it's very useful. In fact, it's the only formula you can use when you're given a slope and a point. You have no choice. So for this problem, x1 is a 2. y1 is a -4. The x value of the point is 2, the y value of the point is -4, and the slope is -3. We needed those 3 values, so let's go ahead and slot them in. Y minus -4 is going to equal -3 x minus 2. I've put in the y value of the point, I've put in the x value of the point, and I've put in the slope. So negative of a negative, that becomes y plus 4 equals -3x minus 2. So as I look at that, I know I have a slope of -3. I know this is going to go down if I were to graph it. And I know where the point 2, -4 is. So I have an idea of if I had to graph what this would look like. But this question is saying they don't want it in slope-intercept form. They want it in standard form. So let's go ahead and distribute the -3. -3x, and -3 times -2 is +6. And standard form, all the x's are on the left-hand side and all the constants are on the right-hand side. So the first thing I'll do is subtract 4 from both sides. Y equals -3x plus 2. And then I want to move the x to the other side of the equal sign, so I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So I have 3x plus y equals 2. That is standard form for the line, which in point-slope form would be y plus 4 equals -3x minus 2. These are the same lines, but in different forms. So go ahead and try practice 4, point-slope form. All right, now for example 5, now they're not even going to give us a slope. Now they're really going to make us work. They want us to find the equation of a line that goes through these 2 points. And then they want us to write the equation in standard form. Well, I have slope-intercept, which I don't have an intercept, so that doesn't help me, and point-slope form. And I don't even have a slope, so my first step is to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my slope is going to be negative 2 minus 3. Negative 2 minus 3 over 5 minus 1. Negative 5 over 4. All right, so this has a negative slope, down 5 over 4, down 5 over 4. So at least now I have calculated the slope. Now I use point slope form. Here's my slope, and I use either one of these points. Y minus the y value of the point equals the slope times x minus the x value of the point. 3 values to fill in. I'll use this point, x1, y1. Y minus 3 is going to equal, here's my slope over here, negative 5/4 times x minus 1. So that's point slope form, but we want to put our answer in standard form. So let's go ahead and distribute the negative 5/4. Y minus 3 is going to equal negative 5/4 x, and a negative times a negative is positive. Positive 5/4. So I really don't like these fractions, and for standard form you're not allowed to have fractions. So here my denominators are 4, so if I multiply this side of the equation by 4, that's fine as long as I multiply that side of the equation by 4. So I'm going to wind up with 4y minus 12 equals, when I distribute this 4 over here, I'm going to get negative 5x. Negative 5/4 times 4. My 4's canceled. That's why I did this, to get rid of the denominator. And distribute the 4 here, plus 5. Okay, and we want to get the x and y on the same side of the equal sign. I'm just going to erase this here so that I have a little more room to complete the problem. This is what I have. 4y minus 12 equals negative 5x plus 5. So first let's add 12 to both sides. That gives me 4y equals negative 5x plus 17. And I need to get that x to the other side of the equal sign, so I'm going to add 5x to both sides. So in standard form, this line is 5x plus 4y equals 17. That's about the most work you're going to have to do on a problem like this, where they just give you 2 points. Step number 1 is to find the slope. Step 2 is to use the slope and a point to get the equation of the line in point-to-slope form, and then get the x's and y's on the same side of the equal sign with the constant on the other side. So why don't you go ahead and try practice 5. All right, so for classroom example 6, they want the equation of a vertical line that goes through the point -7, -2. So if you know the equation of a vertical line, you know that the vertical line is x equals a constant. But let's go ahead and graph this just to get an idea. Where's the point -7, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's -7. negative 2. That's the point, negative 7, negative 2. So here's my vertical line going through that point. So that's the point negative 7, negative 2. That's the point negative 7, 0. That's the point negative 7, positive 2. The equation of a vertical line is x equals, and what does x equal for that point? Negative 7. If they had asked, write the equation of the horizontal line, that would have been y equals negative 2. But they asked for the vertical line.